Hey, what's happening, my friends? Welcome back. Welcome back. This is going to be a quick recap of the Charles Oliveira versus Ilia Topuria fight. Wow, Ilia Topuria did what he said he was going to do. Knocked out Charles Oliveira cold. Nobody has done that to Charles, and Charles has fought some heavy hitters and proficient strikers like Justin Gaethje, Michael Chandler, heavy hitter, Dustin Poirier. I thought Charles was going to be able to get it done. Man, I was wrong. I do think that Ilia Topuria is the real deal. This guy's a two-time champion. In the short time he's been in the UFC, in the short amount of fights he's had, knocking off Alexander Volkanovski, Max Holloway in the way that he did, and now Charles Oliveira. Insane. Now, hindsight's 2020, and I think in my original breakdown, I felt like Charles had to mix it up, use those front push kicks, because in the pocket, when the distance was closed, Ilia Topuria was going to be the most dangerous, because he generates so much power in the pocket with those hooks and uppercuts. And I think the sequence was a jab, right hook, left hook that got Topuria the finish. Man, that was savage. Then some follow-up shots when Oliveira was already knocked out. Charles always humble in defeat and in victory. Now, what could Charles have done better in the fight? I like the grappling exchanges. It got spicy. You could see that Charles Oliveira had a size advantage on Ilia Topuria. He was matching up well with him in the strength department. Topuria is like a little tank. I think he's still going to be undersized at lightweight, but he's heavily muscled, very powerful, and that's going to kind of like equalize things for him. But yeah, as far as Charles, I think he should have managed the distance a little bit better, front push kicks, keep up with the low kicks, and weather like the first round, because you know Ilia Topuria is going to be a storm in the first round and probably in the second. But as the fight goes on, fighters tend to like lose power, especially if you make them work, make them grapple. But that's just not the nature of Charles Oliveira, man. That's why it was a high percentage he does get caught and knocked out, because he just likes the exchange in the fire, in the pocket. And he could have caught Topuria, but Ilia just has crisper boxing, better counters, and the power to put your lights out. And he caught Charles coming in, being aggressive, being reckless, the way he fights, what we love him for. But unfortunately, that's what can happen to you when you fight a proficient boxer with a lot of power. So props to Ilia Topuria. I mean, I pretty much think he did everything right in this fight. He defended well on the ground, got in a dominant top position, and on the feet he executed perfectly when the opening presented itself. Just dropped two hammers on Charles Oliveira's chin. Now, where does he go from here? Speaking about Topuria, you can see that they're already setting up that Paddy Pimblett fight, which I think would be huge, big money maker. Paddy the Baddy, I mean, he's a star right now. Ilia Topuria, I mean, obviously, he's a star at the moment with those performances, with his accomplishments. I think that's a fun fight. I can tell you right now, favoring Topuria. However, every time we see Paddy Pimblett fight, he gets better and better. And I do think there's something special about that dude too. Big size difference there as well. But there was a big size difference with Oliveira and Topuria, and it didn't make a difference. As far as Charles Oliveira, he's 35, pretty much has done it all. I do think he has more in the tank, but his days as champion, I don't know, it's tough, man. Might be unlikely. Anyway, guys, let me know in the comment section what you thought about the results of the fight. What did you think Oliveira went wrong? What did you think Topuria did well? And what are your thoughts about Ilia Topuria versus Paddy Pimblett? Thanks for listening or watching, guys. Truly appreciate it. Hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed already, hit that sub button. Of course, if you like the content, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. You all take care. Stay blessed.